Murder has always happened and will keep happening.
No, of course, and your view is very well founded, isn't it?
Well, having done many executions myself, I would say so, yes.
Oh, Albert, let's not be modest here. You have 25 years' experience between 1931 and 1956. You are considered to be the best principal executioner. You only had to look at someone to decide how big to make the drop and break the neck.
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose I was all right.
Better than all right. You managed to get your average time from walking in the room to completing the execution down to 8 seconds. But yet, despite all of this, you would still agree we were right to get rid of capital punishment.
Without a doubt, yes.
And why would you say that?
As I said, it just seemed a way of dealing with revenge. It didn't have any effect on criminal levels. I even had to hang a friend of mine.
Yes, and no doubt your friend knew the consequences, yet you, being an executioner, had no effect on his actions. You were also responsible for hanging Timothy Evans, Ruth Ellis, and Derek Bentley. Evans was later proved innocent. Ellis and Bentley were very insecure convictions, were they not?
Exactly. Once someone is hanged, you can't revoke a sentence like that in the light of further evidence.
Thank you. No further questions. Your witness.
Mr. Pierpoint, would you please tell the court how many people you have actually executed?
Some hundreds. I say over 400.
So many you can't remember. And now would I be right in saying that the first time you applied to be an executioner, you weren't successful?
Yes.
Well then, why didn't you choose a nicer career path? Why apply again to be an executioner? Is it because you wanted to see justice done? Because you knew that these people were a threat to our society and that they were dangerous? Do you have anything to say about that?
Oh, I object to this line of questioning. It's completely irrelevant.
Denied. I want to hear the witness's reply.
Yes, I wanted to see the executions were done properly, that these people didn't go through any unnecessary suffering.
And was there a risk of unnecessary suffering?
Well, it was the long drop method being used at the time I came to be executioner.
So no then. This is a scientific method specifically designed to dispatch someone instantly.
Well, things could always go wrong.
And how often would you say that would happen?
Not very. I was quite a good executioner.
You think highly of yourself, don't you, Mr. Pierpoint? Is it true that you accepted drinks from fans to celebrate, and that you took souvenirs to show off as mementos, and that the reason you actually resigned in the end was because you were infuriated over a pay dispute, and that you started your campaign against capital punishment as a retaliation?
No. I was campaigning because I believed it was and always will be wrong.
Isn't it funny how it took him over 400 executions to come up to that conclusion? No further questions.
The witness may leave the stand. I believe we have no more witnesses.
That is correct, Your Honour. So, with your permission, I will make my closing statement. Thank you very much. Now, capital punishment has been found to have been a sadistic and barbaric practice that was of no benefit to anyone, not the crime levels, the public, and most certainly not the accused. No wonder it was abolished in 1965 after years of wrongly convicted people being executed and executions being used as punishments for crimes so minor that in this day and age they wouldn't even stand up in court. It has been demonstrated today that some of the past executioners, such as Messrs. Ketch and Calcraft, received little, if any, training, and thus the poor people, given the death penalty, suffered excruciating, needless deaths at the hands of people who were no better than butchers. Capital punishment has left a black